Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Wednesday Evening Happy Hour with Back to Basics Dog Training. As always, I am super excited to be here and can't wait to get on today's subject that I'm going to start the day with. And remember, guys, if you're watching me live now in living color, please put your comments down. Let me know you're watching. Give me a shout out. Say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. And I'm hoping my volume is working. I'm hoping you guys can hear me, but I don't see anything moving on my volume. So let me know if you can hear me. Um, if you're watching later on in the replay, remember, put your comments in. Let me know you're watching on the replay. Let me know where you're watching from. It's real important to me. I'm going to say this a couple times throughout today's session. Is the one thing I'm going to say is on this Wednesday night live, I think I'm going to go down to once every other week until I master this YouTube and getting it out to more people. And again, I'm going to rely on you guys. Please share this with all your fellow dog lovers around the country and around the world. If you're part of different dog groups, share it out to the different dog groups. Let's get this content out there to help more dogs. Hello, Michelle, Robin, Athena. How's the volume, guys? Because I don't see my volume meter moving here. So let me know if you hear me. Again, please share this content out there. The more we get this out to the public, around to the country, around the world, like I keep saying, the more you guys can help me live my dream of helping one dog and one family at a time. So with that being said, we're going to get into today's subject. I saw a very disturbing post locally around here that I want to talk to people about. And it's about separation anxiety with our dogs. um, tell Athena Easter passed and no more time, no rabbits now. So separation anxiety. And there are so many myths and misconceptions about separation anxiety. And they're all true. I don't know how else to say it. Some dogs exhibit separation anxiety due to medical disorders. I'm not going to say that's not out there. My hair looks like crap today. That's real. And there are times when we need to bring our dogs to the vet, get them neurologically checked, and if medication is the answer, medication is the answer. However, I've spoke to several dog trainers this week, other people who believe in a lot of the same theologies I do, and separation anxiety can also be a learned behavior or a behavior based on insecurity of the dogs. In my experience, I'm going to say that the first reason for separation anxiety is dogs are pack animals. Pack animals need the comfort of their pack. Now their pack mate is leaving and they don't know what to do with themselves. That's one. Two, it is created by the human more so than just the pack structure, but also based on us not doing the right thing for our dogs when we leave our property. I've said this before. Everything is my training methodology is based on calm. Create calm, rewards with calm. What we tend to do is one is we rush around trying to get out of the house. We got to get to our doctor's appointment. We got to get to work. We got to get to school. We got to get here. We got to get there. We got to get there. We got to get there. And we're running and we're racing through our lives. Slow down, people. Because if you're racing to get out of your house, think about what your dog is reading from your energy. Forget all the words, forget all the nonsense. You're going to work, going to school, going to a doctor, going here, going there. Dog doesn't give a crap and doesn't understand that concept. All they know is your energy is jacked up because you're rushing around the house like lunatics. And then you're running out the door. But I see you. And the dog's like, what the freak just happened? I need to find out what's going on. And they freak out a lot. Cause number two. Cause number three is directly, again, human related. We tend to talk to our dogs before we leave. One, we're leaving in a heightened state, so let's stop that. The next thing to do is not go to your dog if it's crated, not crated, whatever. Okay, Daddy will be home. I'll miss you. Don't miss me too much. I'll be home. I promise. I'll be home. We hug and we kiss and we and then we leave. and the dog is again jacked up and we're leaving. We're not doing the right things, folks. We need to stop it. And fourth, and also a very serious issue is the insecurity of the dog. There are some dogs in today's world, more so than I've ever seen in my life, very insecure. They're scared of their own freaking shadows. They're afraid of a noise. They're afraid of this. They're afraid of that. They're afraid of that. So they need the comfort of the pack more to help them with their security. And again, we leave. We're not there for them. They don't understand this concept. And then what happens is once our dog starts showing the separation anxiety, we start humanizing it way too much. If it is based on us rushing around, slow it down. If it's based on us making a big deal when we leave the house, stop it. If it's based on insecurity, take the time to work them through it. We need to learn to build confidence or build confidence in our dogs. And this is a real sore subject with me. It's a very touchy subject with me because insecurity is very hard. And as humans, we tend to rush processes. When you're dealing with an insecure dog, you can't rush the process. So what you really need to do is slow everything down. One, establish a good walk with the dog. Establish that structured walk that I preach every single week week in, week out. I preach about the structured walk. And it's not just me talking to hear myself talk. There's a reason I designed the structured walk back, mastering the walk back to basic style on YouTube. It's how to leash train my dog. It's a 5-part series and it's about structure. Structure builds confidence. You can't have you won't feel comfortable in your own house if you don't have a good foundation. And that's what the walk is designed to do. It's to build the trust and the structure with you as the handler and for the dog. And it also shows leadership and guidance, and it's a bonding opportunity. So everything to my world starts with the walk. I've said this before. I know you guys are probably sick and tired of hearing me say this, but it's so, so crucial to the dog. If you guys can establish that your dog can rely on you, separation anxiety can go away. And I'm not saying it's going to go away overnight. One of the things when I deal with separation anxiety is I tell people, first of all, it's a longer process. And this sounds like that salesman, Leon, from Back to Basics, selling you the used car. I'm not selling you a freaking used car. The process has to be done correctly. So if the dog that I saw on the post that I saw here locally was so bad with the separation anxiety, there was actually blood stains inside the person's home from the dog trying to chew at the windowsills, chew at the doors, chew at everything to get out of this house and find its mommy and daddy. And one of the things I read that was very interesting in the post is, one, the lady got sick and tired of getting called by animal control, which I can understand. But a lot of times, by the time she got home, the dog was sitting there waiting for her in the driveway. The dog couldn't stand to be away from its pack. Why? Because it was insecure. Bottom line, I haven't met this dog yet. I offered to do a free evaluation because it's breaking my heart seeing what I saw and reading what I read. Is we need to take the time. And when I have customers that have severe separation anxiety, and this is what I've discussed with other trainers, me and a fellow trainer of mine do the same exact routine. What we do is we put the dogs in, we'll set up some sort of nanny cam system so we can watch. We walk out, we walk back in. Yay, look, mommy's home, daddy's home. Yay. See, we left, but we came back. It's okay. And then we do that a million times. I don't care how many times. And then slowly but surely, we start stretching out the duration of how long we stay out of the house. And then we come back in. Hey, look, we're home. Look, we didn't leave. We're coming back. We're going to come back every freaking time. And we slowly desensitize them to us leaving. It's crucial, guys. You can't expect your dogs that are showing signs of separation anxiety for you to walk out of your house and come back a half hour later and expect them to be fine. They're not going to be. I would be blowing smoke up your tuchuses if I said that was in fact the case. No, you have to do it. There was one dog I worked with several years ago that showed really bad separation anxiety, and literally, actually, it was two dogs. It was two smaller dogs. We show separation anxiety. We watched on our phones with the system we set up, and we walked out, and literally within seconds of us walking out, they started showing signs of separation anxiety. We came in and we said, "Hey, we're home." We didn't make a big deal out of the separation anxiety. We just worked through it. And then at first, I think we were outside no more than 5 or 10 seconds. They started to show it. We did that for about an hour. And after about an hour of them showing the separation anxiety, what we noticed is that 5 to 10 seconds, we were outside for 30 seconds and they didn't start showing the signs. They showed the signs, we came back in, we did that, we repeated till we were able to start stretching out this duration. A lot of people have this misconception, especially with today's modern technology, is, well, we can set up a camera system and they'll hear our voices. Means nothing. How many times have you guys tried to do FaceTimes with your dogs and they don't give a crap that it's you? They need to see us. They need to smell us. Remember, their main sense is their smell. Take the time and do it, because if you take your time and do it, your dogs will be able to start learning a better process for them to deal when we're not around. But you can't expect that to be done in a day, 2 days, 3 days, depending on the dog. It could be, I don't know how long. I can't tell you. The dogs that I've worked with, that I've done extended sessions, as I call them, to make them deal with it a little bit better, most of those dogs within 3 or 4 days of doing this consistently are much, much better dogs and much happier dogs and much more balanced dogs. But I'll tell you now, none of this started without a good structured walk. And the walk being consistent day in, day out, working with the dogs on the structure and the leadership and the bonding experience that a walk should give them. The walk is not a free for all. It's not about sniffing and smelling everything and running around like lunatics, blah, 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 blah. It's about setting a course. You're going from point A to point B. We're not stopping at every scenic overview. I always use the terminology when I lived on Long Island, doing that road trip to Florida. When I did that road trip straight through to Florida, I had a vision in my head. I'm going to gas up here on Long Island, and I'm going to stop at the very last rest area on the Jersey Turnpike to get gas, get a cup of coffee, maybe use a restroom. And I didn't stop at every scenic overview on my way to that stop, because if I did, I'd never make it anywhere. And that's what letting our dogs dictate the smelling and the stopping and the doing this and doing that on our walks represent. Stopping at every scenic overview when you have a destination to get to. It sounds cruel. Dogs should sniff the ground. I understand all that. I mean, guys, I've heard it throughout my dog training career. But you're not letting the dogs be dogs. Dogs' nose is strong enough to smell everything. I'm not saying if they're walking with their nose on the ground that they can't sniff the ground. I'm not saying that, as long as they continue to move forward. If that makes sense. I don't want them dragging people in the structured part of the walk to the mailboxes, fire hydrants, street posts, whatever Fido peed on an hour ago, because they need to smell that. They don't need their nose there to smell it. They know from 5 feet away, because they're dragging you there, that Fido peed there. Why do they need to have their nose on it? It doesn't make sense to me. So we can stop a lot of this horrible, horrible experience these dogs are going through, the separation anxiety, which is heartbreaking, by one, setting the structure on a walk. Guys, set the structure on the walk first. And remember, if you're watching me, shoot your comments in. Let me know you're watching. Let me know. So give me a shout out. Say, hey, hi, what's up? Don't be, let me know where you're watching from, of course. The walk can solve so many issues. I know Michelle's probably watching still. I'm a firm believer that Athena's reactivity towards dogs walking on the street, the neighbor's dog, and all that stuff that she's having issues with, if they can figure out a way to get the structured walk started, you're going to see those problems be eliminated. But you have to have faith in you. You have to have faith in your dog, to trust them to do what you ask them to do. I'm going to give you an example of how walking dogs could be a great example. This weekend, I had the privilege of babysitting my grand dogs. We have Brody, the red-nosed pit bull, and we have Milo, No, Michelle, I agree. She is extremely anxious and insecure, not ferocious, but because she's a big dog, her reactions people misinterpret. Same way, I'm a big guy. A lot of times people misinterpret me because I'm a big guy and they just think I'm nasty. I guess I don't know because I've gotten weird looks. People are like, "Oh, look at him! Don't piss him off." I'm the nice. I feel I'm a nice guy. You don't have to worry about pissing me off. Um, and we got Milo, the husky. Now, my daughter and her soon-to-be husband have done a phenomenal, phenomenal job with these dogs. Both of them are rescue dogs. Um, a lot of people that follow me either here on YouTube or on my Facebook channel are very familiar with Brody. Um, Beautiful red-nosed pit bull. His former name used to be Tiger. They do an excellent job. They walk the dogs. They take them everywhere with them. They go hiking in the mountains here in the Carolinas with them. They do a lot with their dogs, more than most people, more than I do with my dog. Um, they're phenomenal. But they had an issue where they couldn't walk both dogs together. One person could not walk two dogs together because it became a playtime. So while I was there this weekend, I said, challenge accepted. And I walked both dogs together to the point where, and this is not for a pat on the back because everybody knows me knows I don't give a crap about a pat on the back, is that people in their neighborhood were commenting how great these dogs walk together. And I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. But it wasn't for me to say it was pretty cool. I needed to have my daughter and her soon to be husband, under her fiance, I guess that's a better way to say it, understand this can happen. I'm one person walking two pretty strong dogs, and it's not about this, guys. I started those walks off so damn calm. By the time when they got outside, they were like, okay, this is the routine. We are not allowed to be excited. The first sign of excitement, I corrected them and made them understand, no, you're walking it my way. We're not doing this zigzag thing. I had each dog on one side. We're not doing this crisscross, where I'm playing jump rope. I'm too old. I hurt myself if I try to play jump rope. So, but what I notice more so than not is after doing this more structured walk than they're used to together, when I got home with them, they just chilled out the rest of the time. They didn't play with each other as much. They played with their toys, but it wasn't that I had to worry about this one doing this or this doing that. I was able to relax a lot without them asking for my attention because mentally they were stimulated and they had a much more enjoyable walk. And the husky Milo is afraid of things, or I hate that word afraid. But I don't know another way to put it. He's unsure of a lot of things, sounds, certain cars, certain motorcycles. In my apartment complex here, he was nervous getting into an elevator, a few times. But because we started off with such confidence, I had confidence. I trusted myself, which means I trusted the dogs. We were going to accomplish this, and there was some stuff going. There were kids out playing. There was noise out. There was things that, and Milo just kept with the flow of it, and it was beautiful. So what I did indirectly is help build his confidence in, oh, this guy on the other end of this leash, this big ugly dude, is calm and confident in this. I need to be confident. And that can stop a lot of the separation anxiety, guys. I preach this walk till I'm blue in the face. It's so important to the dogs to do structured walks. Walking is not going to physically tire out your dogs, it will mentally tire them out. And a mentally tired dog tends not to have issues. Um, it's really, really, really important for your dog. And it's really good for us because we get to bond with our dogs too. So please, if you take anything out of this video, um, take the fact that separation anxiety is real. I'm not saying it's a made up thing. I am saying we humanize it too much, but it is real. Dogs exhibit signs of what is known as separation anxiety. Again, could it be mental, something really truly mentally unbalanced in the dog, or neurologically wrong with the dog? I don't want to use mental. Neurologically, neurological disorders require medication to help guide it, does not replace training. So even if the dog is said to have neurological disorders, you still need to work with training. Get the medication to work them through the issue. You may find out you may not need a lifetime of medicine with the dog. If it takes them being a little bit stoned, for lack of a better term, to help them work through it, the same way I say, when you have a dog that's overly excited to have guests come over, do a good structured walk for an hour before the guests come over. So you know you have guests coming over at 12:15. Walk your dogs at 11 to 12. They'll be too tired to jump all over your guests, and then you get to teach them better. So if medication helps bridge the gap to having a better balanced dog that's not on medication, absolutely do it. I'm not saying don't get it all checked out. What I'm saying is look at what the cause of it is. Is it us rushing around trying to get the hell out of the house? Number one cause, in my opinion, of separation anxiety. Two, is it us making a big deal when we leave the house? I'll be back. Don't worry, mommy loves you. Daddy loves you. Yeah, 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 yeah. Don't worry. Don't get upset. I'll be back. I promise. I swear. Blah, blah. And then we leave. Number two cause. Number three cause, which is the hardest to work on, is an insecure dog. Work on, from puppyhood, work on building confidence. Not confidence that they can do whatever, because we don't want that. Have confidence in you as their pack leader that you will never, ever put them in a situation that's going to cause them harm. So that means you leaving doesn't cause them harm because you're going to come back. It's hard. It's heartbreaking. I understand all this, guys. This is such a sore subject with me. But if we take the time to do it, we're going to help our dogs, and that's what this is about. That's why I do these YouTube lives. I'm on Saturday mornings, my Facebook live. I do these to get this information out to people. And I know, Michelle, you watch me on Saturday mornings too. This will be the subject this Saturday morning, because this killed me seeing these pictures of this poor puppy and what it's going through when these people leave. And I hope this lady takes me up on my offer to do a free evaluation, because she's convinced that this dog will not let a stranger near them. And I'm telling you, because my energy is so good, and I'm not bragging again, I will get near it. I did it with a dog that hated men that lived in this complex. I was able to walk this dog and take this dog and do what I wanted, pet the dog, praise the dog, discipline the dog, because the dog sensed from my energy, oh, this isn't a typical man, I guess. I don't know what the hell was going through its head. I'm not that good. But it can happen. So, guys, remember, anybody who's a regular follower on the replay or live here, I am going to start doing the YouTube live every other weekend until I master how to get this content out to more and more people, because that's what it's for. It's not for me just to ramble on for a half hour. It's about getting the content, getting some pertinent questions up here to help you. So in return for, like I say, every Wednesday and every Saturday, in return for this free stuff, all I ask you to do is please share this information, share my Facebook page, share my YouTube channel, share my website, because all the links are there, www.backtobasicsdogtraining.com. Share it with your friends, fellow dog lovers, fellow, furry family members, around the country and around the world. Share it to all the groups you belong to that are involved animals and the dogs specifically, because a lot of what I talk about can help other animals too, because it's how to understand animals is what we talk about. So please share this information. Let's get it out. I promise I will start getting content out on my YouTube channel to try to build up a better audience on here, and it's going to be free content, guys. There's no charge, no hidden costs. The cost is please share. So if you guys can do that for me, I'd really appreciate it. And I'm sure dogs around the country and around the world will appreciate it. So with that being said, guys, I'm not getting questions tonight, so we're going to wrap it up. Michelle, Rob, keep up the good work up there. Keep me updated. Let me know how things are going. And as always, guys, thank you for inviting me into your house on this Wednesday evening. And as always, stay healthy, stay safe. God bless. And remember, together we can help one dog and one family at a time. Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys, and we'll see you Saturday morning.